Welcome to the next section in the lesson on resumes and CVs. In this video, we will discuss the components of a resume. A resume is essentially your professional marketing document. It's how you sell your skills and experiences to potential employers. Unlike a CV, which tells your complete academic story, a resume is highly targeted. It highlights specifically how your skills and experiences make you the perfect candidate for each position you're applying to. Think of it as your greatest hits album. You're selecting and arranging your professional accomplishments to show exactly how you'll benefit the organization. The key thing to remember is that your resume isn't a static document. It should be customized for each position using specific keywords from the job description. We'll talk more about keywords later, but they're crucial for getting your resume through both human and automated screening processes. And yes, all of this can and should be done in just 1 to 2 pages. Don't worry, we'll show you how to make every word count. Let's address a common myth in resume writing, that you must keep your resume to 1 page. This simply isn't true. In fact, research shows that recruiters actually prefer 2-page resumes, even for entry-level positions. A study from ResumeGo.net found that recruiters spend significantly more time reviewing 2-page resumes compared to 1-page versions. Specifically, they spent about 2.5 minutes on 1-page resumes, but nearly double that on 2-page resumes. This makes sense when you think about it. A 2-page resume gives you more space to tell your professional story and showcase your relevant experiences. In addition, looking at the graph on this slide, you can see that 2-page resumes were preferred across all career levels. For entry-level positions, 58% of recruiters preferred 2 pages over 1. This preference gets even stronger for mid-level and senior positions, reaching up to 74%. So, don't feel pressured to squeeze everything onto a single page if it means cutting valuable information. As long as your content is relevant and well organized, it's perfectly acceptable and often preferred to use 2 pages to present your qualifications effectively. Now let's talk about how to make your resume look polished and professional. While the content is crucial, presentation matters too. A well-formatted resume shows attention to detail and makes it easier for employers to find the information they need. Start with a professional font like Arial, Calibri, or Times New Roman in 11 or 12-point size. These fonts are clean, easy to read, and work well with most applicant tracking systems. Speaking of which, while your resume should look good to human eyes, remember that it might first be screened by automated systems, so keeping the formatting clean and simple is important. When it comes to emphasis, you can use either bold or underlined text to highlight key information. But here's the important part: be consistent. If you bold section headers in one place, bold them throughout. Consistency in formatting shows attention to detail and creates a professional appearance. Pay attention to your margins and spacing too. Keep margins at least 1/2 inch. Anything smaller makes the page look cramped. And use white space between sections to create clear visual breaks that make your resume easier to navigate. Here's something important to note. Do not include an objective statement, your picture, marital status, or other personal details. These are outdated practices and can actually work against you in many cases. Finally, where there are many resume templates available, the choice of style is up to you. Just make sure whatever template you choose maintains professionalism and readability. The best template is the one that presents your information clearly and effectively. Now let's explore 3 main types of resume formats. Each has its own strengths, and choosing the right one depends on your experience and the type of position you're seeking. First, we have the chronological resume, which is generally the preferred format by most employers. This format lists your employment history in reverse chronological order, meaning your most recent position comes first. Skills are then associated with each position, showing how you've grown professionally over time. This format works especially well when you have a clear career progression in your field. The second type is the functional resume, which focuses primarily on your skills and experiences rather than when and where you gained them. Your positions are mentioned, but they're in a separate section. This format can be particularly effective when you want to emphasize specific skills. For example, if you're a scientist transitioning into science writing, you might organize your resume around your writing and communication experiences rather than your positions in a lab. Finally, we have combination resumes, which blend features of both chronological and functional formats. This can be a powerful choice when you want to highlight both specific skills and show a strong career progression. In the next slide, we'll look at an example of a combination resume to see how this format can effectively showcase both your skills and your professional journey. Here's an example of a combination resume from one of our postdocs at CU Anschutz who is transitioning into science policy. This is a great case study of how to effectively organize your experience when making a career transition. Instead of just listing his postdoctoral research chronologically, he's broken down his experience into different types of expertise: leadership, communication, and technical experience. This organization allows him to highlight the skills that are most relevant to science policy positions. Pay attention to how each bullet point demonstrates concrete outcomes and achievements. Things like increasing participation rates, developing new programs, and establishing new initiatives. He's effectively translated his academic experiences into language that resonates with his target industry, focusing on measurable impacts rather than just job duties. This format works particularly well for career transitions because it allows you to reframe your academic experience around the skills and accomplishments most relevant to your target position, while still maintaining a clear chronological record of your employment. Regardless of the resume format you choose, you should include a professional summary at the top of your resume. The professional summary section is arguably one of the most important parts of your resume because it's the first thing employers read, appearing right under your contact information in all types of resumes. Think of this section as your elevator pitch. It needs to make it crystal clear why you are the best fit for this specific position. And I mean specific. This section should be highly customized for each job you apply to. This isn't a one-size-fits-all statement. What makes a great professional summary? It pulls evidence of success from multiple positions in your career, weaving together your most impressive and relevant accomplishments. And here's the crucial part. It needs to be packed with keywords from the job description. In fact, I can't emphasize the importance of keywords enough. But before we talk more about keywords, let's look at an example of an effective professional summary. What makes this summary effective? First, notice how the candidate clearly indicates the target position at the top. This immediately contextualizes everything that follows. Then, they've organized their summary into 3 key areas that directly align with the job requirements. Looking at the first bullet point about development and delivery of educational programs, experience is quantified with 7 years in education and includes specific evidence of success, like managing curriculum transitions and receiving teaching awards. Each bullet point does 3 important things. It names a relevant skill area that comes directly from the job listing, demonstrates experience in that area, and then provides specific evidence of success. Okay, now let's talk about keywords. They're absolutely crucial to making your resume effective in today's job market. But what exactly are keywords? Well, they're just specific words and phrases that describe your skills, qualifications, experiences, and job-related competencies. These keywords matter for 2 important reasons. First, they're what recruiters and hiring managers are actively looking for when they review your resume. Second, and perhaps even more importantly, they're what the applicant tracking system, or ATS, scans for when your resume is first submitted. If your resume doesn't contain the right keywords, it might not even make it to human eyes. Keywords come in different forms. You've got technical skills, things like specific laboratory techniques, programming languages, or research methodologies. Then there are professional or soft skills, like leadership and communication. Job titles are also important keywords, as are credentials, like your degrees and certifications. Now let's get practical and learn how to identify important keywords in a job description. I'm going to walk you through a simple but effective process to do this. First, copy and paste the job description into a separate document. This helps you focus and makes it easier to analyze the content. Plus, it means you have easy access to your annotated version of the job description, which will be really handy once you get an interview. Next, read through the job description carefully and highlight any words or phrases related to job duties and required experience. Pay particular attention to repeated terms. If something appears multiple times, it's probably important. Finally, summarize the keywords by bucketing similar terms together into broader categories. This can help you distill the job description into a few crucial requirements. Also, take note if some keywords are mentioned multiple times. If so, that is an important keyword to emphasize. Okay, now let's work together through an example to show you how to identify keywords from a job description. Here we have a job description for a scientific support specialist position. First, I read the description and highlight terms that specify the requirements and job responsibilities. For example, the first sentence says, "The scientific support specialist helps researchers achieve cutting-edge scientific results." When I read through that, the most important term that pops out is helps researchers, because that is what you would actually be doing in that instance. That is why I highlighted that phrase. Once you've done that throughout the entire document, then you can go ahead and organize these highlighted keywords into 3 main categories. I did this by bucketing the categories into consumer support, technical expertise, and collaboration across teams. This organization helps us see patterns in what the employer is looking for. These categories could then guide how I structure my professional summary and what experiences I choose to emphasize throughout my resume. When you identify patterns like this, you can strategically tailor your resume to emphasize the areas that matter most to this specific employer. Okay, now you might be thinking, wouldn't it be faster and easier to use a generative AI tool like ChatGPT to do this keyword analysis? While AI can definitely be helpful in your job search, this is actually one place where I recommend doing the work yourself, and that's for 2 important reasons. First, carefully reading and analyzing job descriptions helps you prepare for interviews. When you do this analysis yourself, you develop a deeper understanding of what the employer is looking for, which will help you speak more confidently and specifically about how your experience aligns with their needs. Second, humans are actually better at this task than AI. Over here is a picture of the results of ChatGPT analyzing this job description. As you can see, ChatGPT pulled out some of our same keywords, but also some very general, unhelpful terms like researchers and product applications. A human reader can better understand context and identify the truly meaningful keywords and patterns. That being said, if you want to use AI, here's a more effective way to use the tools. Instead, try asking ChatGPT to analyze multiple job descriptions for the same type of position and identify common patterns and requirements across that industry. This can give you valuable insights into key skills and experiences that are consistently valued in your targeted field. Let's wrap up with the key points about creating an effective resume. Remember that each resume you submit should be carefully tailored to the specific position you're applying for. There's no such thing as a one-size-fits-all resume. Your professional summary is your chance to immediately show why you're the perfect candidate, so make it count by highlighting your most relevant experiences. Throughout your resume, focus on concrete outcomes and achievements rather than just listing job duties. And don't forget the importance of keywords. Take the time to carefully analyze each job description and incorporate relevant terms throughout your document. This helps your resume appeal to both human readers and automated screening systems. Finally, maintain consistent professional formatting that's clean and easy to read. Remember, your resume is often your first impression, so make it a good one.